Hey Shoujo fans, we have the honor and privilege of interviewing the heartthrob of our youth and one of the voice stars of Kiki's delivery service, Matthew Lawrence. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming on our show. We're so happy to have you.
Of course. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Well, to get started, are you an anime fan?
Yeah, I respect it quite a bit. You know, I'm not like well versed in it. I know when this was coming up, I was thinking, gosh, maybe I should brush up. And I know that sounds not great, but I'm not very well versed in anime, but I know a lot of people who just are diehards and love it so much. And so, you know, I'm just honored I got to be a part of it, you know, in any way that I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite movie or series? I
Jeez.
guess when it comes to anime at all, or is it just more like touch and go?
Yeah, I mean, more just touch and go. I really appreciate like the stylistic of the storytelling. That's my favorite part about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's definitely what I'm drawn to.
Absolutely. I love finding different art styles. I feel like I always am commenting on the art styles of the stuff that Chika and I watch. I'm like, oh, this is so captivating. I love the color palette, stuff like that. So especially like Studio Ghibli in particular, which is, you know, Kiki delivery service, just has one of the most iconic art styles ever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was such a cool experience, and I didn't know exactly what it was going to be like. But man, what a fun time! And obviously working with you know, Miyazaki was just so cool. He was so awesome as a director and as a storyteller. And we were in the booth for like a month together, me and Kirsten and him as well. And it was really fun. I mean, we had a blast.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine. Speaking of Kiki's delivery service, of course, that is what we're mostly here to talk about. How did the opportunity to voice Tombo come about for you?
You know, I'm pretty sure from what I can remember that it was Kirsten Dunst. I think she had like a couple of guys she thought would be good for it, and she threw my name in there. So I always have to say thank you to her. And then later again too, she did the same thing. I did this movie. They keep renaming it, so I never know what the name of it is. But it was this movie that we did together. We shot in Toronto, and I think it's called All I Want to Do now, but I'm not sure. It's like it keeps changing. But you know, and she threw my name in there for that too. And she was just such a good friend when we were growing up that I got to have quite a lot of cool experiences because of her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I would say, I guess, to go to Kiki's in that experience, like Tombo is such a sweet and curious and lively boy who's enthralled by aviation and fascinated in Kiki's ability to fly.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like bringing him to life?
Well, you know, so we're in the booth and we had they showed me like a bunch of the mock-ups, the drawings and stuff beforehand. So I had about a week before I went into the booth to kind of look over what they were thinking, and then certain things, you know, he did tailor after we actually started working. So certain things started to change as we were working, which was pretty cool. But, you know, he obviously had a very specific idea for what he wanted. And I love that. I love working with people that have a vision for exactly what they want. It makes a job as an actor or a voice actor so much easier. So I just, you know, I understood the character and then I just really followed his direction. And then obviously playing off of Kirsten, and we just kind of would play off each other. And it was really cool because we'd have like, so you're in the booth and headphones on, kind of similar to this. We have our mics and you have like the paper in front of you, but then we're like facing each other. And I've never done it that way before. I've always done it where I'm either facing a screen and the other actors are either side of you, but we were actually facing each other. So it was really cool because when we were talking, we could actually look into each other's eyes and talk. And that's the only time I've experienced that in a voiceover room before. So I really loved that process. Because since then, you know, you're in the booth and the other actors are beside you, but you're looking at the screen of the animation. So this was super cool because we actually got to look at each other, and it felt more personal and intimate, which really helped with, I think for me, it really helped with the performances and everything.
Yeah, like it probably fed into the chemistry and stuff, especially since you were already friends prior to.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fantastic. Really unique. I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, I know. It was
like doing voiceover, you get to actually see each other. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was. It was a really unique experience for sure.
Yeah. I mean, looking back on those experiences recording, do you have any like specific favorite memories from working on Kiki's?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was all the downtime, the time that, you don't see in the movie where you're going over the material with, the director and, and I didn't even realize how incredible, he was going into it. But I remember during the process, I was thinking, wow, this guy's, he's really something special.
Yeah.
And of course, he was really something special. And it's just so cool. That's one of the greatest things about being an actor or voice actor is getting to work with such talented people. That's always the best thing for me. And I love the camaraderie that's not on, the camera or not recorded in the booth. And that's the stuff you don't get to see. But those are the memories that I really take with me, those off the camera, off the mic type of moments. And I'll never forget there were a couple of moments where, we'd break for lunch and we were eating lunch and we weren't necessarily talking about the movie itself. We were just talking about life and, things. And those are the memories that I really take with me. And also because of the cat, I'm a big animal lover. So, I was always talking about Kiki's relationship with her cat. That was like my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, that's precious.
Yeah.
We're all cat people here.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you see any traits, I guess, in Tombo in yourself? And are there any that aren't quite like you?
Well, I think I know why Kirsten threw my name out there is because I was, I was an interesting kid. I always felt kind of outside the bubble when it comes in particular to Hollywood or anything. I was always an outdoor type of a kid, and so I was kind of introspective. And I think I was raised to be very sweet and I was raised in a Quaker school on the East Coast, and I don't know if you know about Quakers, but it's all about being in harmony. And so I think she kind of maybe pinpointed that about me, and I think she saw that would have been really good for this character. So again, I just keep throwing it back to her. She kind of saw that the way I was as a kid, and kind of go, oh, you know what? He's kind of got both of those qualities, that kind of sweet introspective, but also, the ability to come through and be, and really be fiery if I need to be,
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's like Tombo, in today's age, it's like Tombo is a green flag, and so is Matthew Lawrence.
Yes.
Simply put.
Gotta pay attention to those flags, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of how fiery he could be, if you were given the opportunity to fly a propeller thrust bicycle, would you do it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I've always had, the most vivid dreams I ever had were of flying that I can remember all through my childhood. I remember I'd have this same reoccurring dream every night for like a couple of years. It was crazy where I was practicing, and I'd start to be able to get just a little bit off the ground. And then by the end of the year or so, I was so good that I could fly around anywhere I wanted to at any speed. And I remember just the feelings, they felt so real, when you're in a dream like that, and I could control everything. And it's really, really a great dream.
It's like a lucid dreaming
Very.
experience. That's so cool.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I often wondered if it was possible that I could fly. I'm glad I never tested it, but I always wondered. Is this possible? Because it felt just so real. So that was my So I would definitely take the opportunity to fly. I'm not big on heights, but for some reason flying feels different. I don't know. It's like I have this thing.
I guess you have more control over it if you're doing the flying.
Right,
Yeah.
because you can fly. So what's the fear of the height if you can fly? I have a fear of high balconies. I don't like them at all.
Oh, yeah.
It's not my
I don't
thing.
like heights either.
Yeah, it's not my thing. Yeah.
People say that the fear of heights is actually the fear of falling from
That's
a great
what it is,
height.
yeah.
So I guess if you can fly, it's like you're not going to fall because you can fly.
Yeah. And I just tested it out too. I did a zip line, and it was the start was really high up on this cliff, and I was like, maybe I'm not going to be able to do this. And once I was strapped in and I felt really safe, I was like, once I got out there, I was like, oh no, this is that sensation that I love so much. And no, it's not scary at all. It's really exhilarating.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you were a witch or a magic practitioner in Kiki's world, what would your specialty be?
I've always thought it'd be interesting to be able to read people's thoughts.
Ooh.
Be able to understand what they're thinking, be able to, maybe even control where their thoughts go. I thought that would be quite powerful. Again, I wouldn't use it for negative because obviously every power out there, there's a good and a bad side to it. I'd only use it, I try to use it for good, especially I always see when I see people getting into arguments or fights, especially people that love each other. I'm always like, man, I wish I could get in their heads and be like, this is just not necessary. There's got to be another way, to always treat people with kindness, and no matter what's going on, try to choose that. So, I would love to be able to get into people's thoughts. I think that'd be cool.
I feel like that is the most wholesome reasoning for reading people's minds I've ever heard. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, just stop a fight in its tracks. Listen.
Yeah.
This is
See perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
actually hangry. You just need something to eat, and it'll be
That
fine.
happens to me, I'll tell you.
Same.
I always get hangry. I've got a shirt, actually. It's the Jurassic Park logo, but it just says hangry.
Oh, okay.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite T-shirts. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Kiki's delivery service touches on the importance of inspiration to keep you doing what you love. So we were wondering what, big or small, inspires you.
What inspires me every day is nature. I have a bunch of different animals that I care for. I love working with endangered species. I love conservation. So that kind of stuff is what inspires me. When I get outside every morning and I'm taking care of the animals, everything that's bothering me or all the stresses or all the things I got to take care of right after, they all seem to melt away. So it's really being in connection with nature for me. That's what really does it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to pour yourself into something outside of yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so cathartic for me. And I think, I don't know, even if you don't like animals, but just like you said, to pour yourself into something outside of yourself is just, I don't know, I find it really important.
Yeah. I would
Yeah,
say
absolutely.
also the film urges viewers to remember how important it is to rest and take care of yourself, which I feel is in connection with what you were saying about being one with nature and taking care of animals. So would you say that's how you tackle burnout?
Absolutely, yeah. And I need it. It's on a daily basis too. If I skip it for too long, I start to really feel that burnout, like you're saying. So it's very important. And also too, if I don't, and if any animal of mine is not, I feel is not living its fullest potential, it weighs on me. It weighs on me heavily. So I don't like it. I can't relax if they're not relaxed and well taken care of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have one cat and I feel that way about her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But what animals do you have? That you take care of?
Right now, I have a bunch of desert tortoises that I adopted because out here in California, they constantly get hit by cars or pets bite them, and then people take them into their homes. And there's this thing where once a desert tortoise is taken into captivity, they can't be returned to the wild because there's this virus that they get, and you can wipe out the whole wild population if you were to do that. So you need to adopt them and take care of them. So I have a bunch now, but I've adopted out a bunch too. I only have the 3 right now, and I've adopted out probably close to 20 over the years. And so we got desert tortoises, and then I'm working with an endangered iguana species called the Saba Island iguana, and they're super cool. And I have a male and 2 females in a greenhouse, and then in the back I have what's called Cayman Island rock iguanas as well. There's a pair of those, and Jomo, he's the male. I hatched him out of an egg 25 years ago, so they're incredibly long-lived.
Wow.
Incredible species to work with. Very social too. People don't realize it. I always give him lots of room. Always have him outside, and every morning when I look out my kitchen window, he'll come out and he'll start head bobbing, which is like, hey, hello, or I'm hungry. And I can tell by the way he does what he's doing with his head bobs of what he really needs at that moment. So they're really, really special. And then I also love working with chameleons. I've got a bunch of chameleons and frogs, and the list goes on and on.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
You can tell you're really passionate about it.
Oh yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Yeah.
Iguanas are so cool. I've never gotten to be close to one before.
They're incredibly social, and they are very specific about understanding the outline of a person. So they know me very, very well. But if I were to wear a big puffy jacket, like in the wintertime when I go out there, they sometimes get really standoffish. And also, you can't ever wear the color red. Red to an iguana is like big no. They get really upset when you go out there if you're wearing any kind of red. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're very specific, very visually specific to one caretaker for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Back to our boy Tombo. If you had the opportunity to talk to Tombo today, what kind of advice would you offer him?
Oh, to keep dreaming, keep striving for those moments, to fly and to express yourself and to get out there and really try to accomplish everything that you dream of. That's what I'd say.
That's
to him.
wonderful.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Now, fans still love Tombo decades later because Kiki's Delivery Service was my first Studio Ghibli film,
Cool.
and I made sure it was my little niece's first Studio Ghibli film.
Cool.
So, how does it feel knowing that your performance has helped him be so memorable to so many people?
That's the gift of being a performer, an actor, is you get to be a part of these things that live on, and that's what's really special about it, is that I feel like there's a bit of a legacy there, and I'm very honored and humbled and very proud to be a part of everything that I do, but in particular a project like this where it seems to resonate with people. That's really the gift of it to me, So, yeah, it's a real gift.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Also, you're a bit of a singer.
Yeah.
You have performed in a number of projects you've worked on, and you were a fantastic, I might add, participant on The Masked Singer.
Oh, yeah.
Do you write your own music at all? Are you a musician in your spare time at all?
It's an interesting story because our family, we're from, the East Coast of the United States, and we started out really being a musical family. That's what we were really, started out doing. And I really love music. And then we kind of got into the acting thing, and that just took off. And so that's kind of where we landed. But really the roots go back to music. My dad's a singer. So it's in our blood for sure. I love singing. I think I don't take it lightly. I think singing is it's a real special thing. I've always had this weird, crazy fear. That's why I did The Masked Singer. Because, there's a lot of reality shows out there that you get asked to do, and it's just not usually my thing. But that one was like, okay, I'm not so young anymore. If I'm ever going to get over this fear, it's what a great opportunity, because you get to be kind of hidden and play a character at the same time. So I really, really enjoyed that. And it did really help, and yeah, when it comes to writing music, the three of us are, as brothers, we're always making music, always. So even though we don't necessarily release it, or like we'll use it in movies that we do, or we use it as a podcast theme song, or, a score and something else, we always are doing music. Yeah, it's definitely a big part of our family.
That's fantastic. I'm also a musician.
Oh, cool.
So I always like to connect with our guests over music. I love that you still have music as a part of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's not the forefront. I love that, and it's something you and your brothers get to bond over. I bond with my brother over music. So
Cool.
I love that you have that too. It's a very special thing. I feel like it's hard to describe what playing or performing or writing music feels like, but if you do it, and it's so special.
For sure. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I love it too. I love seeing other siblings out there making music. I think I always get a big kick out of that. I think it's the coolest thing, like Billie Eilish and her brother. And I love that. I just makes me love the music even more, knowing that those two were just in a room together building all this incredible, music that we get to listen to. It's a super cool thing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I also think that a congratulations is in order because you have a successful Kickstarter campaign for the Lawrence Detective Agency.
Yeah.
And we're so glad it's fully funded.
Yeah.
Has the graphic novel, the first one, been announced for a release date yet?
Yeah, so we're looking to be releasing it the beginning of 2026. I think March or April is the release date. Yeah, yeah, that's a long time coming too. We started thinking about that like decades ago on a family vacation once when a friend of ours lost their engagement ring, and for some reason we just kept dreaming of it in an animation. It wasn't like live action. And we kept writing these stories, and it was always going back to the comedy because we were big with comedy, and that's like another big part of our lives is just trying to bring levity to situations and make people laugh. So we thought, oh, it's got to be an animated cartoon because it makes it so much more. You get to play with things so much more. So when the opportunity came up to do a graphic novel, we were like, oh my gosh, yeah, that would be so cool. And then the Z2 Comics, the publisher, were the ones that came to us, and we were like, yeah, we've been dreaming about this idea. And then another brother writing team came on, which we were super cool, happy about that they were brothers. And then this Sean Van Gorn, the artist, who's doing such great work, and we were like, oh, this is meant to be, and we were really excited about that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And honestly, like, if it does get animated, I think that would be a lot of fun for people too. Like, it'll kind of be sort of like Scooby-Doo a little bit, right?
Yeah, it is. It's like, we always say it's like Scooby-Doo, and then this is a real deep reference, but Who's Harry Crumb, which was one of our favorite movies growing up as kids, which is a John Candy movie. It's a real deep cut if you don't know it, but go check it out. It's very funny. It's he's basically this, John Candy plays this kind of private eye investigator who kind of stumbles in miraculously to solve things, even though he should be the last person to solve crimes. And that's kind of the through line of this, is it they're kind of the last resort and the last guys that should be solving things, but somehow they manage to get the job done.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. I know I've heard of Harry Crumb. I don't know if I ever saw it when I was little, but I'm definitely going to have to go back and check that out because it sounds so silly, good.
It's really silly. But I remember as kids, like that was our favorite movie growing up. We were like, oh, we love that movie.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So many of us grew up with you through projects like Mrs. Doubtfire, Boy Meets World, and of course, Kiki's Delivery Service. And now you're exploring new creative avenues like the Brotherly Love podcast and the Lawrence Detective Agency. And fans, of course, are still showing up to support.
Yeah, it's super cool.
What has it been like to take on these ventures and continue feeling that lasting connection with your audience?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. When COVID hit, I mean, before then, I didn't have any sort of social media presence or any sort of presence at all, really, on that stuff. I'd really pulled out. I loved my anonymity. But when COVID hit, we were just sort of making movies and putting them out, and then COVID hit and it shut everything down. And the three of us were just sitting there going, like, well, what do we do from here? And we sort of noticed that the industry was drastically changing, and we didn't feel like it was time for us to just kind of hang it up. We thought we had more to say and more to do. So we wanted to adapt to the industry that was sort of coming our way. And that's when we started to get on socials and started a podcast and started thinking of different ways, to reach. And then, we didn't know if the audience would show up, but they did. And that's what was so humbling. And that's what keeps us going is that exact thing, is that the audience is still there and we still can get to connect with them. And we even get some new audiences that we didn't have before. So it's been really great, and that side of this new side of the industry is really cool because it really is. It's more peer to peer, It's more decentralized in nature when you get to kind of really connect directly with the fans and have more of a community, that kind of rallies around the products that you put out and the entertainment and it's been really wonderful to see and so we just want to try to turn out good stuff and trying to make people laugh and have a good time, and that's our goal.
Yeah, I think your passion for your art shines through. So of course people want to stay connected to that and follow your journey.
It's cool. No, I'm glad. Yeah. Very glad to hear that, yeah.
Now, what advice would you offer folks that are hoping to break into acting or into show business in general?
It's got to be something that is so a part of you and something that you love so much that you would call yourself an entertainer or whatever it is, an actor or singer, regardless, for the rest of your life. If it's something that you just, if it's not for the other things, which, you know, the fame and the limelight, 'cause to be honest, boy, I tell you, I know Jim Carrey says an interesting quote about this. He said, you know, I wish everybody could have the fame and everything, and you'll realize it's not, that doesn't make you happy at all. It's not really what it's about. In fact, quite to the opposite. Usually after, you know, if you're doing good work, usually it's the fame and the attention is stuff that you have to kind of work through and deal with. You know, it's not the best side of things, you know, because people forget that, you know, you're just normal people. And when you have all this attention, it really does maybe change your trajectory in life, and you don't want it to do that. It's such a shame when I see that happen to people out there, and you see it sort of goes to their head, and they lose their touch with, you know, reality. And I know what's coming after that. You know, it's probably some terrible spiral out, because we all need to be grounded and in touch with things. Otherwise, what's to keep you together? You know, what's to keep you from having those type of spiral outs? So, you know, it's very important that you know and understand that about yourself, that it's a passion that you love and you're going to do it regardless. And then I would say, you know, you get to utilize these new avenues, these new inroads in. I know I always have younger people come up to me and say, like, what's the best way? And I'm like, well, you know, back in my era, it would have been you moved to a city where a lot was going on. And then you tried to get your foot in the door with, you know, a casting director or a manager or an agent, and, you know, really just try to develop friends that are also in the industry, take up classes where you know that those people will go on to make movies. And, you know, a lot of times you'll meet filmmakers that when you meet them from the beginning, they like to keep the crew together and like to you know, give you the opportunity as well. But it's changed a lot, and we're now more isolated behind our, you know, computers and our phones. And so I tell them now, I think the best way that I can see is put yourself out there, make small skits when it comes to reels, or like those singing, when you just see people. I found this guy, he doesn't have a lot of followers now, but what an incredible voice. And I think he will have a lot of followers, you know, he's just doing covers right now. And how did he get on my feed, you know? And so that is, like, in my opinion, the best way is just put it out into the world. And before we had all this technology, you'd have to go through many different gatekeepers, you know, to get your stuff out into the world. But now you don't need to go through any of those gatekeepers. So start a podcast, you know, get it out one way or another online. And, you know, and that tends to be the way that I see it really making an impact and really getting it out there. And then what's really cool about that is then you'll have the people that you want to work with and work for kind of come to you, which is like amazing. It's I think it's the best calling card, the best audition tape you can do is to kind of put it out there and just keep going. You know, you always hear these stories where all of a sudden somebody becomes really famous, whether it's in a movie or through social media, and you're like, man, they always say the overnight success, and that is never the way that it works. Okay, you know, what you're seeing is the top of like the Titanic iceberg that's just peeking out, but what's underneath could be a decade's worth of trying and trying. I mean, everybody from Mr. Beast to, you know, your top actors, if you really go and research it, you see that they have like a decade of planning and trying and putting things out and things not working, or auditioning and not getting things, and guest spots and then not working for 5 years. And, you know, you hear it all the time. And even the greats, like, it's hard to believe that even some of the greats go through this. And there's many, many, many examples, you know, only a few, only like the Tom Cruises of the world get to just kind of stay, even though he had that moment there where people were kind of like, oh, we don't know about him. And he kind of fell off for a little bit. So even him, but, you know, if you research all the greats, they all had those moments where they had to take a step back or reinvent themselves and just keep putting it out there and keep the believing in yourself and believing what you love and just go for it.
Yeah. Persistence is key, for sure.
You know, that's another thing people say, right? That the persistence sometimes even beats out great talent if they're not willing to stick with it. You know?
Yeah.
So
if you just keep showing up, then something will end up working out.
Exactly. I really truly believe that to be true.
Yeah. We have one last question for you.
Sure.
And that is, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Because we are Shoujo Sundae.
Yeah, and that's true. You know, I'm usually a pretty bland guy. Like, I always go for the vanillas or just the chocolates or sometimes a swirl. I love the soft serve swirls. Coming from the East Coast, I've got a lot of great memories around that from the Jersey Shore. We'd go down to
Me too.
to the pier, and you get the soft serve swirls with the rainbow. And again, we call them jimmies on the East Coast, but they call them sprinkles everywhere else. So that would be because of the childhood memory. That's like my go-to. That would be my one.
Yeah. I also love a Core Bros vanilla, the orange sickle.
Oh,
but it's
yes.
like the soft serve with the rainbow jimmies.
100%. I remember that. Oh, yeah. So good.
So good.
Yeah, it is. It is. Fantastic. Yep.
Yeah, it's a great choice.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm more of a cookies and cream type
Okay.
of person.
Hey, that's a good one too, you know?
I feel like my favorite flavor is so random. I love chocolate banana. My favorite ice cream combo.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I love the chocolate covered bananas. So it's kind of similar.
Ooh, well, yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is all of the questions that we actually do have for this interview. So
Okay.
we just want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
Of course.
It means a lot. I feel like you're seriously like our first big interview for real. Like,
Awesome.
I mean, we've interviewed other people, but it's just like, they're not Matthew Lawrence. Like, you're Matthew Lawrence. So thank you so much for like coming on our podcast.
Of course. I appreciate it. We started out small with podcasting too. So I love supporting, and I think you guys are great. So, here's to seeing you guys more often.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Of course. Absolutely.
And where can the people like find you on socials, but then also get more into the Lawrence Detective Agency, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I mean, it'll be mostly through our YouTube, so you could check it out through there. The socials is where we really throw out all the, where you can stay up to date to things. It's just my name. I'm mostly on Instagram, and Instagram and YouTube. That's pretty much the best way to reach us.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess if you're finding us because of Matthew Lawrence, hey, we're a great podcast.
Hello.
We talk about anime on a bi-weekly basis. So
cool.
You can find us on all the socials at Shoujo Sundae. That's Shoujo with a U and Sundae like ice cream sundae. And of course, we have covered other Ghibli films as well. So you can kind of check out our catalog to see if we've talked about your favorites. But I guess until next time, we will see you guys then.
Cool.
Yeah, we will see you then.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye.